Hello, and welcome to Tools of Resilience in Times of Great Change. My name is Tess Miller, and I'm really excited that you can join me on this journey. In times of uncertainty, it can be really difficult to make progress toward your goals. In this workshop today, you're going to be learning how to become aware of what drains your energy mentally and physically, how you can make uplifting conscious choices, and how to access the strengths that you already have within you to take powerful actions in your unfolding path to a successful music career. So let's get started. I'm going to be throwing a lot of information at you today, so I wanted to take a moment to invite you to get centered. So just go ahead and get comfortable in your chair, or if you're standing, that's fine too. Or I'm assuming you're all watching this from home, so if you want to lie down, that's okay too. But this is just going to get us all relaxed, but also focused to be fully engaged. So I'd like you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And let's do that 2 more times, filling your belly and exhale. And once more, breathing in and exhale. Go ahead and breathe normally. Get settled into your seat. Get balanced. Become aware of what you're resting on. And I'm going to invite you to think of something or someone that you love or that you're grateful for. And just focus on the feeling that comes up for you when you think about this person or this thing. Notice how your heart center feels as you think about this. And just keep breathing naturally, focusing on this feeling of love or gratitude. And I'm going to play a singing bowl for you. And as the bowl rings and then fades, just allow yourself to deepen into that feeling of love and gratitude. And when you're ready, come back to the room. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale. And open your eyes. All right, I think we're centered. So a little bit about me. As you can see, I have what's referred to as a portfolio career. I do a few different entrepreneurial type things related to music, but also coaching. And over the years, I've been incredibly lucky to be able to develop a career that reflects who I am and to perform music with people I love and to take on more of the things in my career that really resonate with who I am, while also saying no to the things that don't feel right for me. But this was not an overnight process of getting this kind of freedom and flexibility in my career. This was a process of discovery, a lot of uncertainty, and the ability for me to have resilience through times of immense change. Resilience is our ability to bounce back from difficulties, stresses, and changes in our life. Each time I felt stressed out or uncertain about my career, I always managed to bounce back by asking myself what I did or did not like about what I was doing, and then making meaningful changes, large and small. We are all now facing a lot of change. I'm sure you don't need me to be the billionth person in your life to tell you that things are changing in the world, including the way we work and perform as classical musicians. Contemplating these changes can potentially bring up a lot of emotions like fear, worry, anxiety, doubt, maybe even a little bit of dread. In my experience, life changes or transitions don't have to be experienced as fear. And we certainly don't have to stay stuck in whatever feelings come up for us. So today you're going to learn about some of the tools of resilience that you already have within you to successfully navigate the uncertainty that comes with change. And you're going to get some ideas about how to create a life that's what you've always wanted. But first, let's talk about change and uncertainty. Change and uncertainty are the only things that are completely certain throughout our lives. Sometimes we want to make changes in our lives. We look forward to them, like going off to college, making new friends, getting married, moving to a new house. But sometimes change isn't our choice. Take the current pandemic. We've all had to adapt in ways we never saw coming. And we're all feeling uncertain about what's to come as a result. As we're going to discuss today, this can drag your energy down and prevent you from being productive, or even worse, from enjoying your life. Over the course of this presentation, I'm going to use one big story from my journey with uncertainty and change as a backdrop to illustrate my ideas to you. Through this story, you're going to see what triggered the need for me to make changes, how uncertain I was about those changes, and how my energy was affected. And you're going to see how I used some important inner tools that activated my resilience in one of the toughest times of my life. So here's the story. A few years ago, I was returning from summer break to teach at one of my 3 small private colleges. In walks one of my students, and she let me know that she wasn't going to be taking flute lessons anymore because she had decided to change her major. I had no idea that she'd been contemplating this change, but thanked her for telling me and wished her well. After teaching that day, I completely broke down into tears. I felt angry and frustrated and defeated, hopeless and exhausted. Students change majors all the time. Why did this bother me so much now? I really had no idea. This was an intense reaction, but I couldn't deal with it right then because I had to drive to my next college to teach some more. I felt horrible inside, and it took all of me to get through the day, but I pretended I was okay. When I got home, I thought, well, maybe after a good night's sleep I'll feel better. But I didn't. The days wore on, and I realized I wasn't getting any better. Not only did I feel totally unmotivated to do anything, even the things I used to look forward to. My body now ached all over, all the time. I wasn't sick, but all I wanted to do was sleep. It slowly dawned on me that what I was experiencing is called burnout, and my body was letting me know that I had to take a break and make some changes. My logical mind didn't want to make changes. After all, as a professional musician, how could I in good conscience let go of any work that came my way, right? My energy was being drained by a tug of war between needing to make changes versus not wanting to make changes versus not knowing what or how to make changes in my life. I was completely stuck and completely uncertain about what to do, more than I'd ever been in my life. So I'm going to pause the story here and tell you what I know about energy. One of the things that I truly love about being a coach, trained through the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching, is the way that we are taught to look at energy. We divide energy into 7 different levels. Those 7 levels are divided into 2 categories: catabolic energy and anabolic energy. Catabolic energy is energy that weighs or pulls you down, like that balloon that's starting to deflate on the left-hand picture. This kind of energy resonates at the lowest frequencies. It pulls us way, way down. The first 2 levels of energy are considered this catabolic energy, whereas anabolic energy, which is exemplified by the picture on the right, this is energy that uplifts and boosts your overall energy level. It's more motivating. Each level of energy has a different core thought, core feeling, and core action or behavior associated with it. We're going to go through each level of energy pretty quickly. When we're resonating at any of these energy levels, it's as if we're using a different filter through which to view the world. That filter allows us to see whatever it is that we're looking for. For example, I'd like you all for the next 10 seconds to take a look around your room for all of the things that are blue, and I'd like you to count them. Ready, set, go. And stop. Now, I would like you to think about how many red things that you saw. I didn't ask for those red things, did I? I asked for the blue things. But that's to demonstrate that when we're only looking for specific things in our lives, that's all we will see. Whereas if we could open up our awareness to see the full spectrum of colors that might be surrounding us, we might be more open to the opportunities that are surrounding us. So, as we go through each of the 7 levels of energy, I want you to think about when in your life you may have been operating at each energy level and using that specific filter. So this is the energetic self-perception chart that was created by my coach training program's founder, Bruce D. Schneider. And I am hoping to get you a copy of this one way or another so that you can have it for your files, you can put it up on your wall and just have it in your consideration as you go about your lives. So this is called the energetic self-perception chart because it's based on how you perceive yourself experiencing different levels of energy. On the left of the chart is the core thought associated with each level of energy. In the middle is the core emotion. And on the right is the core action and results. That's how the chart reads from left to right. Every level has a core thought, emotion, and action associated with it. There are a lot of other thoughts, emotions, and actions that can go with each level of energy, but these are the basic ones. As you can see, the left side is the cause, and the right side is the effect. In other words, your motivation to do or not do something may be affected by your thoughts and emotions. I'm going to go through each energy level quickly. Then I'll show you how to use it to boost your resilience and face any life uncertainty. An important thing to know is that none of these energy levels are either good or bad. Each has a different function, and when we're aware enough of these energies, we can be at choice about whatever energy level we want to be in or to use in any given situation. As a core energy coach, I help you discover how you operate energetically on average when you're having just a normal, non-triggering day, but also what happens to your energy when you are triggered by something. Your energy can change throughout the day. Think about what a graphic equalizer looks like on a stereo system when certain songs are playing. Some songs have a lot of bass, some have more treble. Our energy shifts on our thoughts and feelings, which then result in an action, kind of like that graphic equalizer. When the song changes, so do the different treble and bass levels. All right, so the first two catabolic energy levels are levels 1 and 2, of course. At the first level, a person at the effect of this energy might have the constant thought, I always lose. Those resonating in this energy level much of the time are primarily in a victim mindset. All of their thoughts, beliefs, emotions, perceptions are geared toward validating that sense of victimhood. In some aspect of life, we all have some victim energy. Victim energy feelings include guilt, self-doubt, low self-esteem, fear, and worry. This is rock bottom energy. Productivity in life can be very low. At the second level of energy, a person who's at the effect of this energy might think, I will win no matter what it takes. People operating under the influence of this energy level lead their lives through force. They think only of getting ahead, winning, or being in competition with others. They're often angry and blame others if life isn't really turning out the way that they want. Life is always a fight or a struggle. Some people at this level of energy turn their anger inward, blaming and shaming themselves. Like level 1, this isn't really a healthy place to be for very long. However, one good thing about level 2 energy is that it can motivate us in the short term. Have you ever had an experience where your anger actually helped you with something? A time when you needed to stand up for yourself or someone else? Again, each energy level has its pros and cons. Too much of any one energy level can be unhealthy in the long term. On to the first 3 anabolic levels of energy. Level 3, at this level, a person might think thoughts like, I win, and if you win too, that's great. At this level, people take responsibility for how they interpret the experiences in their lives and how they feel about anything and anyone. At this level, you're in control of your actions or emotions in life. As a result, you have the ability to forgive yourself and others, and you tend to rationalize things that don't work in order to accept them. This includes the people in your life, and the result is that while you may be judging them, you can still cooperate with them. Due to all of the rationalizing, if you're in this energy for too long, like I had been for a really long time in my story, the catabolic energies will start to pull you down. At level 4, a person at the effect of this energy might think, let me help you win. This level is about caring for others. It's about giving and helping. It's about wanting to help others out of a sense of your own compassion for them. It's about how we nurture our own projects, our jobs, and this is also the level where we nurture ourselves and others because we want to, not because we need to or have to. And to be clear, if it's a choice between ourselves and others, at level 4, we choose others first. At this level, people don't take things personally because it's all about the other person and what you can do to help them. Moms and teachers of all kinds resonate with this energy quite a lot. And a lot of moms and teachers can find their energy depleted pretty quickly from having so much, by giving so much to other people all the time. They end up forgetting to take care of themselves, which can drag their energy down into the catabolic realms. At the 5th level of energy, a person might think, what's the win-win solution here? At this level, there's reconciliation between what's seen as good or bad, and everything is seen as an opportunity. Even when something doesn't go quite as planned, it still is seen as an opportunity. At this level, you accept the process of life, and you see life as a game. You experience peace of mind with a feeling of control of your life, not control over others. At this level, no matter what happens outside of you, you experience a sense of joy within. An example of level 5 thinking can be found in Thomas Edison's attempts to invent the light bulb. After his 999th experiment didn't produce a working light bulb, his assistant asked, "How can you keep trying when you continue failing time and time again?" Edison smiled and retorted, "Don't be silly. I've simply learned the 999th way to not invent the light bulb." Not only did Edison obviously eventually succeed, but in his so-called failings, he discovered several dozen other inventions and key scientific principles. Level 5 thinkers often find meaning, purpose, and learning in everything that they experience. And now we get to the top 2 anabolic energy levels. At the 6th level of energy, a person at the effect of this energy might think, everyone always wins no matter what happens. The reason is because at this level, people see all things happening for a reason. People at this level see that there's a sense of connection between you and everyone and everything else. This is the energy level where we access our gut feeling or our intuition. It's when you know something without knowing how you know. With anything that happens in life, level 6 can take any life experience and create something with it. Too much of this energy can make you seem a bit too detached from the relationships in your life, though, especially if you need to empathize with their suffering. Let's say a friend's parent has just died. It would probably not be such a good thing to say, well, everything happens for a reason. But if you were fired from a job, seeing that experience through that lens of level 6 energy might help you look at the loss from another vantage point. Must be I'm meant to get a job that's better for me. At the 7th level of energy, a person might be thinking, winning is an illusion. The easiest way to look at this level of energy is to think about the color white, which encompasses all the other colors in the spectrum. At this level, life is created each moment using all the other levels at will, without fear, judgment, or concern, and with absolute passion about all experiences. This is the level of pure creation. Level 7 creates completely new experiences. Again, too much of this energy may not totally help you operate in the 3-dimensional reality of this physical existence, especially if you're running around telling everyone that everything is an illusion. However, if you can accept that all of life is an illusion, you gain the ability to be a total choice for how you want to be showing up or responding to the illusion. In other words, you have access to all 7 energy levels, and you can choose among them. We all have the ability to develop an awareness of these energy levels in our lives. This is what can lead to resilience in times of uncertainty and change. When you're aware of your energy, your level of consciousness goes up. Your level of consciousness determines your view of the world, your reaction to the events in your life, and your motivation to get things done. So let's go back to the story of my student. I'm going to use each level of energy to show you 7 different ways I could have responded. You'll see how I might have thought, felt, or acted using the filter of each energy level. So go back to that moment when my student told me she was changing majors. At level 1, I was the victim. And I might have thought, I don't inspire her enough to want to continue in music. No matter how hard I try, it's just not good enough. This thought leads me to feeling apathetic, hopeless, depressed, guilty, and despairing. At the second level of energy, I might have viewed it through the filter of conflict, and I might have thought, why did she wait until the beginning of the semester to tell me this? She should have told me over the summer so that I could have spoken with her about why she needed to stay in music. She's so selfish and inconsiderate. This is the blame game, and the result is anger and resentment. At level 3, I would view it through the filter of responsibility. And I might think, I don't think that she decided to change. I don't like that she decided to change majors, but I'm sure that was a really hard decision for her to make. After all, it's important for everyone to be engaged in their major, and she hadn't seemed very engaged as a music student last year. This thought would lead me to forgiveness, but the core feelings are still there. As a side note, in real life, I was under the influence of all 3 of these first levels of energy. In the moment, I was able to choose to respond to her from that 3rd level of responsibility. But as soon as I got to my car, because my energy had already been pulled down for so long because of my burnout, I ended up falling to my level 2 and level 1 reactions. My anger was directed at myself for not being able to produce a different reality, and I felt like there was nothing I could do about it. Had I chosen the filter of level 4, I would have been looking through the filter of concern. And I might have thought, even though she is a sophomore this year, she's still just at the very beginning of her college career. What can I do to help her transition into her career decision? Perhaps I could direct her to career services on campus. This thought would lead to more of an effort to help my student. The primary reward would be the feeling of satisfaction from helping to make things better for her. Notice how I wouldn't be taking anything personally anymore. Through the level 5 filter of reconciliation, I might have thought, I totally see how things are. I'm very happy for my student that she's taking steps to go in a direction that seems more aligned with her interests. And now I will have more time for myself, which is something I desperately need this semester. At this level, I'm finding the win-win situation. Through the level 6 filter of synthesis, I might think, I feel great for witnessing students go through the process of discovering themselves. In this thought, There's no view of good or bad associated with the student's decision to leave. It just is. And I'm in complete acceptance of what has happened. At the 7th level, I am looking through the filter of creation. And at this level of energy, the perspective would be that nothing really happened. Although there is pure awareness of the energy levels and how I could choose to access any of the levels and how I respond. In other words, I would use the energy levels rather than be used by them. As I said earlier, everyone operates at an average of all of these levels of energy, known as the average resonating level. And this can change, this average resonating level can change when it's triggered. In my story, I may have walked into the building resonating mostly at a level 4, wanting to help, but I left the building at a level 1, feeling like a loser. Although we may not be able to prevent being triggered by life events, with an awareness of how you're showing up in your life, you can raise your average level in order to release catabolic energy and engage more anabolic energy when it's needed. So, how do you find out what your average resonating level is? This picture here shows an example of the bar graph results you get when you take the Energy Leadership Index assessment. You can take the ELI through any core energy coach who is an Energy Leadership Index assessment master practitioner, which I am. Studies have shown that the higher average resonating levels are associated with more success in all areas of life. Whether you take an assessment or not, you can still develop your awareness of your energy in any given moment and use this experience as a tool for resilience through any challenge in life. So the first thing that you can do to develop resilience is to develop your awareness. Develop your awareness of how you're experiencing your energy in any given moment. Notice your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. Notice how your energy changes depending on what happens throughout your day. For example, what happens to your energy when you take an audition or play a concert or play for your teacher in a lesson? Or what happens when you have a conflict with a friend or a colleague? Can you stay present with your thoughts and feelings long enough to recognize what energy level you are under the influence of? The second way to develop resilience is through acceptance. One of the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching foundation principles is, before we can change or move forward, we must first embrace where we are. If we're focused on a specific expectation of how we want things to be, rather than accepting them as they are, we're not going to get anywhere. The first motion toward acceptance is to release any specific expectation or attachment that you have to a specific outcome. Identify which energy level you're viewing your experience through. Accept everything that you're experiencing. Because if you are resisting, that experience will persist. It's important to try not to judge your thoughts or your emotions in response to whatever happens in your life. When you can accept not only what is happening, but also your reactions to whatever is happening, then you're going to open the door to seeing so many other possibilities for solutions. For example, can you accept any and all physical, mental, emotional reactions you might have to performing? Can you accept whatever thoughts or emotions come up for you in response to anything that pushes your buttons? Once you're aware of the energy that you're experiencing, you're ready to look at different ways of responding rather than reacting without reflecting. Finally, you can decide to choose a new lens through which to view your situation. Try to view your experiences through the lens of a different energy. If you realize that you're having thoughts and emotions that are resonating at a level 2 energy, and you're having a lot of anger, try thinking about what a level 3 or a level 4 response might be. Try it on for size. What might be a new perspective you could take from that level? What might be a new thought or feeling you could experience based on that perspective? It's important to sit with your experiences for quite a while, for as long as possible, before settling on what you're going to do. Time can always help you shift into an energy level that serves you in the best way possible. And remember that no energy levels are good or bad. It may seem like we want to operate at the highest levels of energy all the time, but think about when you're sick. Are you really going to find that win-win situation or solution? Are you really going to convince yourself that your illness is an illusion? Probably not. So in this case, if you're really sick, perhaps you need to go to your level 1 energy and really take some time to figure out what you need so you can rest. So what did I do about my burnout and subsequent descent into catabolic energy? I allowed myself the time and space to become aware of what I was thinking and feeling. I accepted that my life wasn't the way I wanted it to be. I released my expectations and judgments of myself, others, and all life circumstances. As a result of this acceptance, I released a lot of catabolic energy. Releasing catabolic energy allowed me to raise my energy so I could even ask myself what I wanted to change. I realized pretty quickly that in order for me to know what I wanted, I needed to make a bit of a mind shift. Instead of focusing on what I didn't like about my career, I shifted to looking at what I did like about my career. I made a list, in fact. And this was the start of me realizing and understanding my core values. Core values are the beliefs and principles that drive you. They're what inspire and get you to do the things that you do. They're the elements that must be honored by you in order for you to be truly satisfied with your life. Everyone has their own set of values that they're operating under, and these values go into making any decision in our life. Values can change over a person's lifetime too. I once valued saying yes to every gig I was offered. That value has definitely changed for me. The more aware you are of your values, the easier it's going to be for you to make decisions that are the best for you and help you feel truly fulfilled in what you do and who you choose to connect with. In the process of creating the list of what I still liked about my career, I discovered that I love performing music that engages me and the people for whom I'm playing. I love teaching students who are engaged. I love watching when students have aha moments that forever change their mindset. And I love collaborating with people who are equally invested and enthusiastic about the project we're working on together. So what did I learn from my list? I learned that I value meaningfulness, being engaged, equality in partnerships, and helping and serving others. Knowing this, I went on a pursuit to find a side activity that might help honor more of these values, which led me to the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching. Through coaching, because I help people in the creative professions go from feeling uncertain to certain in their careers, I get to help others and connect meaningfully with people who are engaged in shifting their mindsets in order to create meaningful lives for themselves. How can you uncover your core values? My website has a free resource for you to download and fill out for yourself. This resource is a list of questions for you to consider, and then a list of values words for you to choose from. It's really good to write your values down and revisit them from time to time so you can see how they change. This can be such a validating and illuminating exercise, and you might be surprised that things that you used to value aren't really that important to you anymore, while other values are incredibly important. So, how to develop resilience in this time of great change? Definitely develop your awareness of who you are and how you're showing up energetically. Accept yourself fully and completely. Learn how to shift your perspective so you can find the best course of action for you. Define your core values and find how you are or aren't honoring them. Remember, there will always be obstacles, mistakes, and setbacks in your life. It all boils down to how you choose to respond to all of the unexpected things that inevitably pop up. In the marathon of life, the best way to keep moving forward is to stay focused on what you need to do to manage and elevate your energy for the long haul. Thank you so much for your participation in this presentation. I would be so honored to connect with any of you or to answer any of the questions that you might have for me. And in addition to the core values exercise that I have on my website, if you sign up for my monthly newsletter, you will also get free resources that way. And you can also take a look on my website to see if doing the Energy Leadership Index assessment is something that you'd be interested in, or you could think about doing a complimentary session with me, a test your wings at coaching. So I would love to connect with you. Thank you again so much for listening to me, and I wish you all the very best. Take care.